I woke up this morning with my mind stayed up on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed up on love. Nice. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed up on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm living my life with my mind stayed up on spirit. I'm living my life with my mind, yeah, stayed up on love. I'm living my life with my mind stayed up on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Living my life with my mind stayed up on spirit. I'm singing and dancing with my mind stayed up on love. I'm singing and dancing with my mind stayed up on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Everybody sing this little light of mine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed up on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed up on love. Woo! I woke up this morning with my mind stayed up on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Woo! Thank you.
Aiden Farrell, everybody! And we have Brendan! And I like to pretend that I can hit those high notes. That is debatable. Good morning to everybody online. And I am going to have us go into our invocation song. And I would just like to say our invocation song this morning is Sacred. And written by Erica Luckett and Lisa Ferraro. And it is the 1 year passing of Erica Luckett today. And she has blessed us with some of the most incredible New Thought music ever written. And so just take it in today, this beautiful, beautiful song. So take it away, Aiden.
So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love, so sacred,
he said, "There's a candle in your heart, ready to be kindled. There is a void in your soul, ready to be filled. You feel it, don't you? You feel the separation from the beloved. Invite it to fill you up. Embrace the fire. Remind those who tell you otherwise that love comes to you of its own accord, and the yearning for it cannot be learned in any school. The key to understanding our nature, of our essential oneness of the universe, is to open our heart, to see into our hearts, our eternal, undying, infinite self. This is what we are, this sacred love. So the spiritual heart is not just a reflection of everything. It is the supreme consciousness, the essence of everything, the background of all existence. So breathe in to the love in your heart. Breathe it in. And breathe out peace. So sacred, this love that is who and what we are. And so it is.
So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. I will share, 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 I will share this love. This love, I will share, 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 I will share.
Thank you. Oh. I think Erica would be very proud, Aiden. Very proud. So good morning. Is there anybody here for the first time, we do have a gift for you. So welcome. Thank you for bringing your consciousness here with us today. Anybody? We've got one over here. We've got two over there. Do we have a third? Do we have a fourth? Do we have a fifth? Welcome to the Center for Spiritual in Toronto. Our theme for 2019 is uplifting service, taking action with love for a better future. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, and our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. And we celebrate community, connection, happiness, wellness, and inspiration. Our vision statement, and I invite you to say it all out loud: love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Yes, remember you are that sacred love. We also acknowledge that this center is situated upon the spiritual or traditional territories of the Wendat, the Anishinaabe Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Mississaugas of the New Credits First Nation. We also acknowledge the spiritual mystics and masters and teachers that have left their imprint for us to learn from. We embrace the teachings of new thought and ageless wisdom. So, welcome to your spiritual home. We have our community song for the day. It is an oldie and a goodie. And so, Aiden, come on back up. And I invite you to all stand up. You're going to sing out loud. Aiden's going to you follow Aiden. She's going to take you through it.
Call and response. Repeat after me. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing 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 day. I thank you for this day. I said thank you for this day. Thank you for this day. Nice. Thank you for this day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, wonderful, wonderful 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 friends. Okay, look at all the friends around you and say hello, good morning. Thank you for my friends. I said thank you for my friends. I said thank you for my friends. Yes. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. I said thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. This beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 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 life. I said thank you for my life. 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 Say thank Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing 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 day. I said thank you, Spirit. I said thank you, Spirit. I want to thank you, Spirit. Oh, yeah.
Woo! Thank you, Aiden. Thank you, Brendan. And you know, our theme this month is thankfulness, gratefulness. And so it was just an absolutely perfect song to finish off the month with. Our practitioner today has a really Are you talking about that? At the end, she'll say it. She's got an interesting story about gratitude. I'm setting her up. So come on up, Ellen Neal, and welcome up here. Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Other one.
So gratitude. It's something we all talk about here. And 2 weeks ago, my son came home from school. Is that okay? Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought you couldn't hear. Okay. He came home from school, and his very secular professor had told him about the science of gratitude and how important it was. And I'm like, I have not been talking about this for many, many years. Now you're saying gratitude is important. So he started explaining the science to me, and it's fascinating. I'd already known it, but I had to show interest in it. It's pretty mind-blowing, though. Not even from just a spiritual perspective, but gratitude, just scientifically speaking, changes the brain, heals physical ills, emotional ones, depression. Mainstream research shows how it helps the immune system, gives resilience to stress, lowers depression, increases energy, strength, sleep. And these are all like double-blind, proper scientific studies. This isn't just woo-woo stuff like he always used to tell me. It improves relationships, brings compassion, forgiveness, supportiveness. Keeping gratitude journals in research studies showed that people exercised more frequently when they did that. They reported less pain, were more optimistic. In a 2-month period, made measurable differences in their progress of goals in life. High levels of alertness, enthusiasm, determination, attentiveness, energy. So when we practice gratitude, it completely rewires the neural pathways in our brain and strengthens the connection to emotion. And over time, the synaptic plasticity, see, my son needs science, so this is, completely changes. It's in our DNA. It's not just cultural. It's not just through community, but we're hardwired for gratitude. So even in the 17th century, there was a Dutch philosopher who suggested writing down 3 things every day for a month, which Oprah took over, 20 years ago with the gratitude journals? And I thought that was the silliest thing back then, too. But when you start every night writing down 5 things, it seems so ludicrous and so simple. You start looking out for those things every day, and they do change you and transform you, and you're looking for gratitude, you feel grateful, and your life completely begins to change. So the other thing that researchers found was very important was actually writing thank you letters to people. And even if you didn't send them or give them to people, the amount of benefit physiologically that came from writing them than if you actually sent them to people. What you did for them in return with your gratitude is just exponential. So the written word is so powerful, and taking action with gratitude will naturally connect you to your spirit, whether or not that's your intention. So Trevor, my son, watch out. The spirit's coming. You're gonna find your way. This guy's so science. Okay. But this is not surprising. Knowing what we know in this philosophy, we're creations of a benevolent and magnificent universe, and we're wired for this, for our divinity. And it's this goodness that we are, and practicing gratitude as a spiritual discipline that's essential. So if you just think about it, the universe, what God is, what it is, the way gratitude is one with all of that, that is so, so huge, that it's not just appreciation for small things that happens. It's much bigger than that. And once we do the spiritual practice of appreciation and noticing, it becomes part of our beingness. And people will rub us the wrong way, but we don't judge because of our gratitude. And it's the things they do, not who they are. So we start to judge less, and then forgiveness actually starts to become more obsolete as well. So we know that every moment in life is an absolute opportunity to declare and express the divinity that we are. Deepak Chopra said, experiencing gratitude is one of the most effective ways of getting in touch with your soul. When you're in touch with your soul, you eavesdrop on the thoughts of the universe. You feel connected to everything in creation. You embrace the wisdom of uncertainty, and you sense yourself as a field of infinite possibilities. So when our appreciation deepens, our lives flow more in harmony with the creative power of the universe. So the basic gratitude we feel from fleeting moments is simple, but we can turn it into a spiritual discipline and change our mindset for the good of all. It's a moral virtue. And it is the connecting energy to God, because this beingness and gratitude and grace is defined by our divinity, and it opens our soul to transformation. We stop complaining and blaming, and we embrace spirit, knowing that whatever is happening is for our greatest good. And we move to a greater consciousness, spiraling upwards towards the divine, which facilitates understanding and reconciliation, peace, and forgiveness. So divine gratitude is our response to knowing perfect love. So I challenge all of us this week to think of something that we can write down, to be grateful for, to write a letter to someone from our past, just out of the blue, something that we're grateful for, and start to put that divine discipline of gratitude into action. So I had planned a few years ago, that when I accomplished a certain thing, I was going to get a tattoo, and it was like a rebellious thing. So a number of months ago, I thought, well, I want it to be something to do with gratitude. So I found a symbol, these angelic symbols, and I found a symbol for gratitude that I really, really liked. And I was going to put it somewhere where it would hide and just be a rebel. So after I wrote this, though, I was flipping through a book by Neil Donald Walsh, and he had something about the miracle secret to life, and I didn't know what it was, and I opened it, and it was gratitude, and the fact that being grateful takes away judgment. And he said at the paragraph, write it, remind yourself, tattoo it on your wrist. So I thought, crap, I have to put it on my wrist. So Friday, I went and did it. So that was the push I needed, so forget about hiding it. Remember, we're not supposed to hide our light under a bushel. So I'm wearing it on my sleeve, and it will be a reminder always to be grateful, to practice gratitude, and to know the divine nature of my being and the absolute good that is life, because no matter what happens, life is so, so good. So, life is long? Oh, I know, it's not. They talked me into making it bigger than I want. I know, it's big. Shoot. Okay, but gratitude is big. Life is big, it's good. Okay, so our affirmation, I'll say it once, and if we could all repeat it. The air I breathe, the ground I walk on, the people I meet, all my experiences are a gift from the universe. Thank you. It's all together. The air I breathe, the ground I walk on, the people I meet, all my experiences are a gift from the universe. Thank you. So we just take this moment to be still and to know and to feel that this oneness that we are, this interconnectedness, this beauty, the joy that's in our core, regardless of circumstances, it is spirit. And in this oneness, I know that each person here has access to this joy, to this peace through gratitude and through a conscious awareness of every moment, knowing that each moment is a divine gift. It is filled with grace. It is filled with peace. And as each person steps into this knowing, our lives are completely immeasurable and powerful beyond our ideas, beyond our thoughts. And I'm grateful. And I'm so grateful to each person here and to this environment, to this space, to the love that is here, to each and every person in my life, to each person that I'm able to touch with my love and my divinity. And I'm grateful for knowing that this is who we are beyond question. I release this word to the law. It is done. Each person steps out of this place filled with love, filled with joy and peace, knowing the purpose of this life right now is to express who we are, to remember who we are, and to love only. And together we say, and so it is.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you. Oh yeah, don't take my notes. There, we're good. Oh, I'm inspired to get a tattoo now. She was showing me these angelic designs, and they're beautiful. So we'll see. We shall see. I'm going to invite Aiden up for our feature song, which is just such an incredible segue after Ellen's talk. So take it away, Aiden.
You got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. And then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful as you feel. Waiting at the station with the workday window blowing, I've got nothing to do but watch the passers-by. Mirrored in their faces, I see frustration growing, and they don't see it showing. Why do I? You got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. Yeah. And people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful as you feel. Brendan Swanson on the key. Myself the reason for the sadness in a world where tears are just a lullaby. If there's any answer, maybe love can end the madness, maybe not. Oh, but we can only try. Oh, you got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. And then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful. Oh, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. As you feel.
awesome. Thank you. And I love being able to watch Brendan play the keyboards. I'm like right up close behind him going, yeah, yes. Yes. He is our master musical genius, creative, cultural being. Oh. So I love these words in the song. I've been listening to this song a lot this week. I have often asked myself the reason for sadness in a world where tears are just a lullaby. If there's any answer, maybe love can end the madness. Maybe not. Oh, but we can try. So, we talk so much about love, and everything has to do with love, and we're in relationship with one another, and we want to be able to see the divine in every person. And at least, okay, well, I'll own it. I do. I do. And we get into relationships, and we get into being with people, and we can see somebody across the room and go, wow, they're great. And we start to move towards them, and then we start to dim our light, and it's like, maybe I should be small. Maybe I should just make sure I'm really polite. Maybe I should just, make sure I say the right thing. And when we have clarity, when we know who we are, when we remember who we truly are, we never have to dim our light. And it allows us to experience light in our life in such a bigger way. And we can step into a more transformational space and place and way of being. And so this morning, in like 20 minutes, I can't believe I'm going to try and do this in 20 minutes, I'm going to talk about the Enneagram. And yeah, wow, in 20 minutes. Oh boy. So it is this incredible tool that I have been exposed to probably for about 20 years, maybe a little bit more. My colleagues and I work with it a lot when we're working with people, simply because it is an incredible tool to understand the motivation behind people's personality types. So yes, we all have a type, but the actual thing is this is the 9 faces of God, and we're all a little bit of each, but one is particularly more developed in ourselves based on our motivation in life, what we learned, how we show up. And it's kind of fun, because as I go through, you'll probably go, oh, I think I'm that. Or, oh, I know somebody who's like that. And it is interesting to kind of figure it out. But here's the thing about the Enneagram. Nobody should ever tell you what your number is. You should actually go and learn and figure that out yourself. The other thing about the Enneagram is that we may have this one predominant type, but really, when we're super healthy and evolved in consciousness, we're all a little bit of each. So when I was first learning about the Enneagram, people always thought I was a 3, the achiever. Oh, and look, somebody's going, but I'm not. I'm not a 3. And people always said, yeah, you're a 3, you're a 3. And this was before the internet as well, so it's not like I could go and look it up. I had to do a lot of learning of reading through books, and personality tests, you had to go somewhere. Now you can do all this online. So if it interests you, you can just go and find out your own personality type by taking a little online test. But the word Enneagram comes from the Greek word ennea, which means 9, and then gramma, which means something written or drawn, so something that is drawn to you. And it's about the personality of ourself, it's about our emotional reactions, and it's about what we pay attention to. And this is the really interesting thing, because when I'm working with people, I'm always paying attention to where their focus is going. And it gives me a really good clue into what their Enneagram type is and how I can best support them in their own self-discovery. So if you're saying to yourself, well, I don't want to be put into one of those boxes. I don't want to be typed. Well, guess what? You're already in that box because we are all in a box with our own personality type. And wouldn't you like to know how to get out? So the points on the circumference are all interconnected with each other. And you will see there's the instinctive centers, which are the 8, 9, and 1. And I'm going to start with 1, and then we move into the feeling center, and then we move into people who are more in their thinking center. And so, number 1 is the reformer. Gut instinct, rationalistic, idealistic, incredibly principled and purposeful. And they need to be right. No matter how things are, something could always be better. Now, Margaret Ann might have thought I was a 1 this morning because I was playing with the lights and it's like, well, yeah, I'm going to get this, got to get that. No, I'm not a 1. No. 1s hate to be wrong. And either way, with them, there is no gray. It's either this way or this way. So you might already be thinking, I know people like that. And I worked with a boss who was a 1. Now, this person always needed to be right. So our colleagues would figure out how to get a raise by making it her idea to give us a raise. If you have to do that with someone, they're probably a 1. And if you correlate them, every type has an animal. And so number 1s are bees, right? They have a hive that is the ultimate design of perfection. That would be a 1. You know, don't have anything out of place. Okay, I got a little bit of that in me. But bees are, they're incredibly hardworking, they're productive, they keep their heads down, they rarely look up, and don't get in their way because they will sting you. They will sting you. So Jane Fonda, I'm going to talk a little bit about, personalities that you would know to maybe be a 1. And Jane Fonda is a 1. She is perfect no matter what. Like, she has got that look going on. Jodie Foster, Hillary Clinton is a 1. Nelson Mandela, Margaret Thatcher, she's right all the time, or was. Meryl Streep, that intense focus, it's got to be a certain way. She's, because from what I understand, she is very meticulous in how she crafts each part of her role. So that would be a 1. And then we move out of the 1 and we go into the feeling center, and the 2 is the helper. There's a few helpers in this room. And the 2 just loves to help. They're really caring. They're those interpersonal types. They're demonstrative. They're generous. They're people-pleasing. And they can also be very possessive. And a lot of talk show hosts are 2s. 2s are, because they'll say, and so-and-so's going to help you with this today. So they like people that are going to help and give, help other people. My father was a 2. Loved to help people. And my brother and I always thought he should be a talk show host because he had we thought he should have a show like Merv Griffin. You correlate in the time there in the 60s, 70s. My father had a beautiful tenor voice. He was always talking at parties. He was the very handsome and, just loved to help people, always bringing people home. So, that would be the helper. And my mom said he could never have his own TV show because my father also talked too much. And nobody would get any word in edgewise. But Oprah is a 2. Leo Buscaglia, do you remember him? Love, love, love. Yeah, Bridget Bardot is a 2. And the 2 animal is the elephant. And of course, the elephants live in those matriarchal groups. They're nurturing, they're caring, they make sure all the members of the herd's needs are met. That would be a 2. So you can probably think of some 2s in your life. And then you have the achiever. Number 3, the people think I am, but I'm not. So you can figure out who I am, what I am, as I go through these. But they're very success-oriented, they're very pragmatic, they're adaptive, they excel, and they're driven, and they're very image-conscious. And they're a performer, and they need to succeed and look good at the same time. They achieve, but they also look really good. And the perfect example of that is Tom Cruise. Mission Impossible, but he gets it done and he looks great. You know, like Lady Gaga's a 3, and Halle Berry, Elvis Presley was a 3. And the 3s are the chameleons. They effortlessly transform whatever they think will please whomever. That's where I'm not a 3. With who they're with at the time. And their appearance and their personality are fluid. They can change characters. And they really like to look good while they're doing it. Richard Gere was a 3. Then we go to the number 4. Sorry. Oh, did I not say that? They're chameleons. They're the chameleon. Yes. So makes sense, right? Yeah. And they'll just, morph into whatever they can. But always to succeed, that is their underlying motivation, and to look good at the same time. Always. And then you have the individualist, the feeler, who is so sensitive and withdrawn, and they're expressive and they're dramatic, and they like to talk about their feelings, and they're very temperamental and self-absorbed, and they're artistic and dramatic, and they just love to get into those feelings. So you can't go up to, if you have a child who's a 4, and you go, "What do you think you were doing?" The 4 will just go, "Wah," and just become a puddle of emotion, right? You have to talk to the 4s. It's like, what are you feeling? Not what are you thinking, what are you doing? What do you feel about this? So again, they're very dramatic. They have the scarves that go around their neck, and you can't tell them what to do. Johnny Depp is a 4. Barbara Streisand, she wants you to feel her songs. Michael Jackson, Oscar Wilde, they're all those deep feeling types that are, they're very deep. There's a lot of emotional depth there. And their animal is a cat. Yes, because they're mysterious creatures, and they grace us with their presence when they want to, right? But they're also very happy in their own company. So I imagine you can think of a few people that are like that, yes? And then you go out of the feeling into the thinking, the investigator, number 5. And if you go up to them and ask them what they're feeling, they'll run. They're like, "What?" They don't do feelings. They just don't do feelings. They try to think their way in relationship, not feel, not intuit. They need to go in, and they're very cerebral and introspective, innovative, secretive, isolated, and they don't like to move all that quickly. They want to process the information first. So think of Bill Gates, right? He creates software that processes information. He's definitely a 5. So was Freud. Howard Hughes, very reclusive, very internalized. Stephen King creates his own world, right, in his books. So again, the motivator is to think, to process first, and then to create. And 5s are owls. Yeah, they're wise, they're solitary, solitary, they're kind of laid back, and they can also get very easily overwhelmed. And they only like to venture out at night when everything else is quietened down. And they also can have very, very strong opinions. Very strong opinions. So 5 like to think their wisdom puts them above other people. And then you have the loyalist, another thinker. And they are so committed, and they're security oriented, and they're engaging and responsible, but they're also very anxious and suspicious. And they need security, for they are the guardian, they are the defender, and they are loyal to a T. And I always know when I'm talking to a 6, because I'll put out an idea, and they'll go, what about this, 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 what about this? It's like, what, are you shooting down my idea here? No, they're not. They're not. And this is what's so great to understand. They're not shooting down the idea. They need to know all the details so that they can put the whole package together so that then they can support you. See, that's really interesting, and that's where it's so interesting to know those intricacies, because when we go up against someone or connect with someone and they're very different, and you go, but they're against me. No, they're not. It's just understanding their motivation. And 6s are really loyal to their friends. They're loyal to their beliefs, and they will go down with the ship, no matter what. And so they're also very loyal to their ideas and systems. And so 6s can get very anxious if things aren't looking like everything's in place. And so a lot of us say 6s are very fear-based, or they're counter fear-based. So again, it's a perfect example of a 6 is Julia Roberts in The Runaway Bride, right? She got really anxious. It was like, I don't know if I can do this. And she took off, and then there was Richard Gere, the knight in shining armor on his white horse, if you remember the movie, goes after her and reassures her everything's okay. And of course, Richard Gere looks absolutely perfect because he's the 3 achiever that saves the day. And so, a lot of actors will play their personality types. They choose roles that are their personalities. And so, again, Spike Lee, Mel Gibson, Ellen DeGeneres is a 6, Tom Hanks, Judi Dench, Candice Bergen, because you want to hang out with them. They're great people. Well, actually, everybody's a great person, but they're fun. They're your friend. They like to have a good time. And they're symbolized by the deer or the buck, because 6ers get skittish and they're always poised to run at the hint of danger. That's the fear part. But they're also very loyal with their herds, and they form lifelong bonds. And they have excellent night vision, which means they see things that other people miss, which is why they're always asking questions. So, and then you have the enthusiast, another thinker. And Ellen DeGeneres is probably a 6 with a 7 wing, because you can have a wing on either side. So she would be a 6 with a 7 wing, because a lot of comedians are 7s. They are fun-loving. They want to make you laugh. They are the life of the party. Your cheeks hurt after being with them. And they can also be very scattered and distractible. But they are the person that will keep you laughing no matter what, no matter what. Jim Carrey, Jerry Seinfeld. Think of the owner of WestJet Airlines. What does he want his airline attendants to do? Make jokes, right? You've got the airline adventure, going to different places. The enthusiast loves different experiences, is always looking for the next experience. And they are creators of trends. So on Friday, I was at Bayview Village, and I had had lunch with one friend, but I ran into another couple that I know that were in this optometrist store, or glassware store, optician. Yeah, well, they were getting glasses. Is that still the optician? Okay, so thank you for that. And they were there. I saw them in the morning, and then when I came back from lunch, I walked by, and they're still there, but they're drinking champagne. I'm like, what are you guys doing? They're like, have a seat. Do you want champagne? Do you want an espresso? I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm in. What it was, that store was so busy. There was a brand there from New York called Crimson Heart, and they're a lifestyle brand. So they had their glasses there for 2 days. And the guy was telling us, they have jewelry, they have glasses, they have furniture, they have kids' clothes, and they have this beautiful store in New York City, but you wouldn't know it unless you knew where you were going. And you walk in, and it's like all these different brands. Well, they made a brand out of lifestyle. So whoever created that was probably a 7, right? Lots of different things, exciting, flashy, really kind of cool stuff. That would be a 7. And so the 7 is, the animal is the butterfly, right? They don't stay, 7s don't stay in one place for very long. They go from one attractive thing to the next, and they're easily distracted. But they're also visionaries. They're visionaries. They can go, yeah, that's the trend. They can see it out there. And then you have number 8, the challenger. And they are powerful and dominating and self-confident, decisive, willful, and can be confrontational as well. But they're this natural-born leader and power seeker, and they're very, very protective. And they need to be tough, and losing is not an option. Not an option at all. Russell Crowe in Gladiator. Losing was not an option. Martin Luther King, Barbara Walters, Queen Latifah. Trump is an 8. Obama was an 8. Lucille Ball was an 8. Because they are the kings and queens of the jungle. Their animal is the lion. And they are strong, they are resilient, they are protective, they're brave, and they're willing to fight for what they want. And also, 8s have to be part of a community team or a group or an association in order to stay positive and survive. And then you have the last one there, the peacemaker. And this is the easygoing, self-effacing, yeah, okay, whatever. And they're just really receptive and compliant and agreeable. I live with 2 9s. I do. I live with 2 9s. They're the harmonizer. They just want everybody to get along. Just get along. Like, don't talk too much about feelings or thinking. No. Let's just all be cool, be chill. That's it. That's all they want. Matt Damon, Jennifer Aniston, Anne Murray, the Dalai Lama's a 9. And Kawhi Leonard from the Raptors is a 9. Well, no, he's with the Clippers now. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I didn't see who won the game last night. But you know what? Even though he's so chill, what makes him such a great player is that he follows his gut instinct, right? He's always on the ball. You know, he looks really chill, but he knows internally what's going on. That's a really good thing for 9s because 9s are the crocodiles. They just bask in the sun. They chill for hours. And then, when they're ready, they snap. They go for what they want. And so, you know, again, the 9s, when you know that, it's like, I can't go up to either one of my husband or my daughter and say, okay, now. They're like, no, we're just chilling. I'm like, talk more, talk between the two of you. No, they will sit on the couch for an hour and not say a word to each other. They're happy. I'm like, what? What? But this is understanding their motivation and not making them wrong for it, and really just going, okay, so I have a very different approach to life. So the person who figured out my type, and this was like back in the late 90s, when everyone thought I was a 3, he said one thing to me. Anybody figure out my type? Nope. Close. 7, close. So he said this one thing to me. He said, Helen, do you have a fear that people are going to betray you? And I went, yes. And he goes, uh-huh. So you're going to control and dominate the situation to make sure you don't get betrayed. You know what I am? 8. I'm the challenger. I will get in there and challenge before anybody comes and challenges me. Yeah. But I do have a 7 wing, and of course we can work at really ascending to different levels. So I really worked on becoming more of a 2. That really kind of nice, helping personality, which is part of me anyways. And then there's a little bit of all of us in all of those numbers. But it was that primary motivator. And he said, and I watched the way you walk. And when I walk and when I'm facilitating a group, I do not stand back. I'm like right in there. And he said, yeah, you're there and you're going to challenge. Like you're going to take control, you're going to challenge. That's your energetic personality. And so Linda's going, So it's such a great thing to just know, and a wonderful thing to take a look at, because it allows us to really understand our own authentic self. And when we understand that we're all those 9 faces of God, which it was Richard Rohr, when I was really studying what he had to say about the Enneagram, and he said, they're the 9 faces of God. And I went, oh, that's so beautiful, so beautiful. And when we can start to embrace and know ourselves, we can get ourselves out of the box, and we can allow ourselves to ebb and flow and connect with people on many different ways, and still just really be in that place of love and see the love in the other person, and not always be so offended by what somebody's doing. Because everybody has conscious and unconscious motivations for why they're showing up the way they are. And so it's not our job to try and make life perfect, try and be perfect, try and make other people perfect. It's our job to love only. Love only. And so the more that you can open up and just understand yourself and others, you have the opportunity to do that and live your life in a different way. And then we're healthy, and then we can shine bright. As we're walking across the room to meet somebody else, we don't have to dim our light. We can let it shine. And we can allow them to shine as well. And that's what helps to create a world that works for everyone. So, check it out. If you're interested online, there's lots of great information, lots of great workshops. You can take all kinds of tests to discover your type and how you operate, and it's illuminating. And it's another tool to open up your consciousness so that you can let that love and light pour down within you and be that channel of love. Namaste. Thank you. Could you think of other people and what they might be? Yeah. Are you looking at yourself and going, gee, what am I in this? and it could take a little while to figure out. But come on up, Aiden and Brendan. And we are going to, oh, sorry, I'll get out of the way there. You want to take a picture? Did you get your picture, John? Did you? Okay. As the baskets go around, we are going to sing, I release and I let go, and then we'll get you moving. So come on and stand up.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. And this is what I have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. Said I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. Said I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Know is that all that we have received today is divinely blessed, for it is part of a currency of love that gives and receives and circulates from us out into the world. And so I give great thanks for all that we have received today. I give great thanks to everyone online who donates, and I give great thanks to all of you for being here today. I release my word knowing it is law in gratitude, and all is in divine order, all is well, and together we say, and so it is.
I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Said I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. Said I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Okay, few quick announcements. You have in your bulletin all the announcements of everything that is coming up at the center. Monday morning prayer gathering, you can dial a prayer on Monday mornings. Thank you, Tom, for that suggestion. He said, put the number in so people can just dial in and call. I went, okay, call a prayer. It's great. Meditation, contemplation, affirmative prayer Monday mornings at 8 a.m. on Zoom. We have our book of the month, 365 Days of Thank You. We have our Wednesday night meditation at 7 to 7:30 p.m. We have class after that from 7:30 to 9. Last one on relationships this month. We have our, keep going, Kim, games night. Monday or Friday, November 1st. Come and play games. Lots of fun there, 7 to 9 p.m. And then we also have on Sunday, November 3rd, our crock pot community luncheon. Bring your favorite crock pot dish. And afterwards, we are going to show the film thanks to Terry, what is it? Terry and Wim. But they do have a last name, which was what I was trying to remember. Anyways, thanks to Terry. She brought this to our attention. Beautiful, beautiful film about the Camino. So we're going to show that upstairs for $5 per person after the lunch. And then we have our gift card and ticket bonanza. So we are collecting gift cards from you. Please figure out a gift card, like a Starbucks card or Winners. I was going to say Holt Renfrew. Okay. I'd say I'm really working at becoming more of an achiever and looking good. Any kind of card. We have tickets to a play, Anne of Green Gables, for December 8th already. Bring them in, hand them to Linda or Tasha or Margaret Ann. We're going to clip them all up on the walls so you can see them. And then on Sunday, December 1st, you can buy the one that you want. And it's a great little fundraiser for the center. So that's happening. And then we have, okay, Saturday, November 30th. Aiden, Brendan, they have donated their time and they're doing a set, and then Scotty and the Joy Sisters are doing a set. Tickets will be $15 on our website, $20 at the door, and beer and wine's $5. Like, woohoo! So start spreading the news on that. And then we have, join us for coffee after service. And that's it. Thank yous, Brendan and Aiden. It's Kim on camera today. Cohen on sound, our sacred service team. And Michelle. Oh my gosh, Michelle gave the most incredible meditation on gratitude this morning. It was like, I have a lot to be grateful for. Thank you so much. And Ellen, thank you so much for your beautiful words. Thank you again to everybody online. Thank you to all of you. We are going to kick it off with Love Can Build a Bridge. Also, if anybody wants prayer after service, Judy is your prayer practitioner. All right, take it away, Aiden.
I gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you what love means. Love can build a bridge from your heart to mine. Don't you think it's time? I could whisper love so loudly every heart could understand that love and only love can join the hearts of men. I would give my heart to save you, just so you might see. The first step is to realize it all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge from your heart to mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Where we stand together, it's our finest hour. We could do anything, anything. Keep believing in the power. Love can build a bridge from your heart to mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Love can build a bridge from your heart to mine. I said love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Thank you. Have an amazing weekend, everybody. Thank you.